Hey guys, my name is Emily Schmidt, and I am a Scentsy director for the team Dream Shakers. I'm so happy that you have passed this video, because if you're watching this, you are either trying to book a home party or you booked a home party and you just kind of need to figure out what you're going to do with it, right? So I have watched so many different training videos on different home parties, and there's so many people that do them differently. And so I've taken some really cool tips of from the different parties that I've watched, and obviously doing home parties and learning from my mistakes and stuff like that. I have developed a simple party routine that works for me. Now, it might not work for you, but you can definitely take some of my tips and use them and make your own, just like I have. So I'm glad you reached my video because it's really good stuff, let me tell you. So first things first, we book a party, right? And most of us know that when we have a host, the host really doesn't have to do much but invite people and just kind of be there, right? And that's the beauty of it. We do all the work and they get the rewards. But with this, I give them a little bit of homework. Besides inviting people and picking a time and picking a day, I like to tell them whatever Scentsy products they have or they use, I would like them to use them before the party so their house is freshened up and it's scentified. I know, I came up with that. So it's scentified, so Scentsy everywhere if they have it. Now, if they just have a wax warmer and some Scentsy wax, then just tell them to make sure to freshen up their wax. That's it. But if they use our laundry line, I ask them to maybe wash some towels, like kitchen towels, bathroom towels, towels that people might wash their hands and like just, wipe their hands off with. Or if we're all in the living room, maybe have like a blanket that you washed with their Scentsy laundry liquid and stuff like that. But it's just simple things like that. If they use our hand soap, make sure the hand soap's in the bathroom or in the kitchen so people can use it. But they do not have to buy these products for their home party. I'm just simply asking them whatever Scentsy products they use in their home, make sure it's out so people can see that what you use and actually be a part of the environment, okay? So that's kind of all I ask from my host. I don't really ask much. I don't think it's too hard. But again, I like to make things as simple as possible for myself, for my host, for my new customers that I'm about to meet at this home party. So I am going to make a list. Before I forget to tell you, I'm going to make a list of all the things that I take to my home party events, and I'm going to drop them down in the description, okay? So don't think I'm not going to tell you what I take. I'm going to make a list and just drop in the description of the video, so check that out. Now, when people walk in, simply say hi. Common courtesy, right? Say hi, welcome. I'm so excited to have you guys here for so-and-so's party. Super excited. Go ahead, get comfortable. And that's kind of it. Just like common courtesy, right? Just say hi, what's up, all this. Now, after you notice that they're getting comfortable and they're not being bombarded, get them comfortable and then simply just take an order form and a pen and give it to them and just tell them, hey, can you go ahead and just fill the top part out for me and leave everything else blank? Don't even acknowledge this. Just fill this all out. Simple enough, right? So as they're filling this out, I also like to tell them, hey, I have a jar of M&Ms over there. FYI, you can use whatever you want. You can do a jar of nickels, a jar of penny. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a guessing game. It's just fun, right? But I say, hey, I got some M&Ms over there. Go ahead and guess how many M&Ms I have in there and just circle your answer up at the top of this and give this back to me when you've given me your answer, okay? That way, after they guess, they're giving this back to me. I'm knowing that person is this. So I'm like, okay, I got their name. So now I can address them by their name. Mr., Mrs., so-and-so. And then get on maybe a first name basis. Just get to know your people, okay? So they gave you an answer. They've entered the first game. Golden. So once they give this back to me, this is like their ticket. So when they give this back to me, I'm going to hand them a product sheet. With that product sheet, I'll hand them a highlighter. Or if they just want to use their pen, it's perfectly fine. I give them a highlighter because it's fun. So I tell them, hey, here's a product sheet. Go ahead, take your highlighter. Don't look at the prices. Do not look at the prices. I mean, you can if you want, but do not look at the prices. Literally, if you see something you like, circle it. See something you like, circle it. I just want you to circle all over this product sheet, okay? So while other people are coming in, filling this out, you're keeping everybody else busy by looking at the product sheet and circling what they want. Now, as everybody's getting comfortable, everybody's doing their wish list on their product sheet, easy enough, I tell them to go ahead and kind of get comfortable, check out, like, if your host has like food and drinks, just like go get some food, go do this, go do that, right? And people, like I said, get comfortable. It's simple. Like you're probably thinking, well, what are you doing then this time? I'm getting to know these people. I'm getting to know, have they used Scentsy before? Have they ever been to a party before? Are they brand new to this? Like, I'm asking questions, personal questions, okay? I might know somebody, or we might have a mutual friend, or I ask them, like, how do you guys know the host? Like, it's just, I'm not asking them Scentsy questions. I'm asking them personal questions because I want to legit get to know them. I want to build a relationship with them. That's what Scentsy is all about. Being genuine, being authentic. And I just want to know these people, you know? So while everybody's mingling, I'm like, hey guys, I got another game for us, okay? So while I tally up all the guesses for the M&M guessing game, I want to go ahead and just throw another game out there. So you get everybody's attention, and you pull out a deck of cards, and you tell them, hey, this is what we're playing. This game is going to keep going until I run out of cards. And so I tell them, if you ask me any questions, you're going to get a card. If you ask me a product question, you're going to get 1 card. If you ask me a hosting question, you're going to get 2 cards. And if you ask me a join question, you're going to get 3 cards. This gets them asking the questions that they want to know the answers to, and you answering questions that they are going to listen to. You're not presenting, you're not standing up and waiting for people to ask you questions. You guys are going to be doing the party, but they're going to be asking you questions. Consciously or unconsciously, they might not know that they're asking questions, but they will be because it's a game, okay? I also tell them not to look at their cards. I tell them to put them in their back pocket or to put them underneath their wish list, so nobody knows the number of cards, okay? I mean, you might know the number of cards, but you're not going to know what they add up to. I tell them after the deck of cards is gone, we're going to flip them over and we're going to count. At that time, someone will ask, what is the ace? Is it a 1? Is it a 10? Is it an 11? What is it? And I always point to the host, and I'm like, it's whatever number they want it to be. So that host is going to tell me 20, 2, 4. It can be whatever the host says. It can be 100. I don't care, because one person could have 2 aces and it'd be 200 points. And this one person has 1 ace and maybe a 5, and it's 105 points. So it doesn't matter. You know, the number of cards does not matter because anybody could win, right? So that's a fun little game that does kind of get dragged out, but it makes your party go longer and it's more time to communicate with people. But while people are asking questions, easy enough, you set your testers out. You probably noticed I didn't set the testers out when people got there. And the reason why I don't, which a lot of people do, and that's fine, but I like the attention. I want the attention on me for just a little bit, okay? I like the attention on me because I want to make my presence there, okay? And the reason for that is because I've had parties where I've put the testers out and I try to communicate with people and they're blocked, like they're into what they're doing. And that's not a bad thing, but I want to get to know people. That's just me. If that's not something you want to do, then lay your testers out. That is perfectly fine. This might be a tip that you do not take from me, but this is what I do. So with my testers, I like to separate them in the categories. So fresh, fruity, spicy, woodsy, you know, the scent families. And I don't just sit them out on a table. What I actually do, if the table is big enough, I will. But what I like to do is I like to kind of put space them out a little bit throughout the area that we are at, because I want people to get up, I want people to move around, and I want people to just interact. I want the interaction going. Now, if it's a small area, I understand you can't do that, but it's amazing watching people walk around and talk, and their energy is just flowing, and it's just a better environment. But you work with what you get or what you got. So when everybody is moving around, I also have little notepads or sticky notes that I tell people I want them to not only write down the scents that they fall in love with, but I want them to write the scents that they absolutely hate. And you're probably like, why do you want to know that? Well, I want to know that because when I send them a thank you scent circle and a thing in the mail saying thank you for attending so-and-so's party, I don't want to give them a scent circle that I know they hate. And there might be 5 people at that party, there might be 10 people at that party, but let me tell you, there could be 2 people at that party, and I'm not going to remember what they liked and what they did not like. So I tell them to fill out the post-it note, and I tell them, just give me, I want to see the ones you love, I want to see the ones you hate, okay? And this is another way for me to communicate with people, because they might not like one that I might not like. Yeah, I'm a Scentsy consultant, and there are scents I don't like. That might be a shocker to you, but trust me, you might not be a Scentsy consultant long enough to find that one you really don't like, but there's one out there. Majority of the ones I do like, but there's always that one. I'm telling you, you might be like, oh, she's lying. No, I'm not. But it's just another way for me to communicate, and they're also going to be thankful that I'm not sending them something that they hate, right? So we got the testers out. I have their information. They have their product sheet, everything circled. So now what, right? Now they basically put everything together. You hand this back to them and just tell them, be like, write on here what you want. And I tell them to only write like the product, like I only tell them to do the quantity and like the product description. I don't tell them to do the unit cost or the total. I tell them that's my job. I'm going to do that for you. And you don't want them writing down like 6 bars and then being charged 36. Like, you want to give them that deal, buy 5, get 1 free, right? So I always tell them, just fill out how many you want of what, and then I will make it as cheap as possible. Like, we know the tricks for bundling and saving and all of that. They don't. So make that your job to help them. Make that your like top 3 priority to help them get the best deal, because trust me, they are going to appreciate you. I promise. But once you have this all figured out, one big thing that you need to figure out before going into the party, so you don't get all confused and mixed up, is, are you going to deliver all of these orders to your host? If so, fantastic. If you have the time to do that, have the time to wrap them individually and write thank yous individually, and then just give them all to the host and have them all pick up at the host address, then that's fine, because that's a great idea. But if you are like, I just prefer to ship it directly to them and not have to deal with it, it's super simple. I'm not gonna lie, probably one of my favorites. Just shipping it to them, then do that, okay? But you have to be committed to what you're gonna do. You don't want to tell 2 people, oh, I'll drop it off at your house, and then this person hears you say that and they live like an hour away from you, and then you have to drive to them. No. Make a decision before going into this party. I'm going to ship everybody's, or I am going to hand deliver it back to the host and they have to pick up at the host's home. It's all or nothing, okay? Because you don't want to seem like you're doing a special treatment for somebody and not somebody else. Because if you do drop all of them off at the host's house to pick up, 1, they all have to pick it up themselves. 2, they might be getting some really cool stuff because you're going to put some freebies in there because you don't have to ship it. And then 3, like, they get a discount shipping, possibly free shipping. So there's always things to think about, but the simpler, easiest, making sure nothing breaks, is just having Scentsy ship it to their house. But it is an $8 charge. So please make the decision on what you're going to do about shipping before going to the party, so you're not confused and you're not frazzled like that. But other than that, I mean, depending on what state you're in, you should already know your tax. Now, if they're doing cash, card, or anything like that, I always recommend putting out there that you have Venmo, PayPal, whatever you use. Just tell them you have that, because sometimes that is easier. But also, if they do cash or if they do a card, I always like to have my iPad, because I like to just go ahead and run their card there. I do not have a Square reader, but that is something that I am looking into getting, so that would be a lot easier to use cards, because, I mean, let's be honest, it's 2021, everybody has a piece of plastic, right? I mean, every now and then people might have cash, but they're not going to have enough cash if they're coming to a Scentsy party. Unless they say that, oh, I only have $50 and that's what I'm going to use. You know, something like that. They might have cash. But most likely at a Scentsy party, you're going to see like credit cards, maybe like a pay app. And then if you're my mom, you'll have a check. But other than that, that's, you know, you don't have to worry too much about payments. As long, I mean, if you know how to do payments already, that's like a different video for training. But that's my simple party tricks. Oh, so of course you're going to announce the winners of your games, right? I always play the 2 games. Those are my 2 like must-have games, because I just feel like they're fun. I mean, one's Scentsy related and then one's just fun. But at the end of the party, after everybody's orders are kind of completed and you're kind of wrapping up, I always tell everybody how thankful I am and all of that. I tell them, you know, thank you for letting me be your Scentsy rep today. I'm super excited that I've met, you know, new friends today. And I'm just like, I give them my little simple speech. And then I give my host a gift. This gift is from me. I always choose to do a mini warmer and a wax bar. For my host, I already know what they like and I already know what they want. So I kind of give them that as just for booking a party. And at that time, you kind of know if your party was freaking amazing or if it was a flop. But either way, I don't mind. And I give them always a mini warmer and a wax bar. But you can do whatever you want, however you want to afford the gifts. As far as the prizes for the games, I always do like maybe a wax bar, a scent circle, and then some candy, or a car bar, car clips, or a room spray, like something small, something under $10, and then throw in some candy and stuff like that. Now, I do always take extra gifts, and the reason why I take extra gifts, and you can pick how many you take, but normally I take 3 extra gifts, and those extra gifts are people that book parties with me. I always ask at the end if anybody would like to book a party with me, and if they do, I always give them a prize. Now, if I ever do run out of prizes, I always tell them, hey, I'm going to get you a prize. Okay, I'm going to get you a prize. And I always mail it to them. I say, when I get home, I'm going to mail it to you. But I always book like 2, maybe 3 parties, but if I book more than 3, I always just mail it to them. But that's my simple party. I hope that really helps you guys out. I feel like I've gone back and forth with so many party ideas that I just get so like crazy. But this is the simplest home party I could ever possibly think of. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. I don't mind reaching out to you guys and answering these questions. But I hope you guys had a great time listening to me, and I can't wait to see you guys rock your first millionth or maybe greatest home party. Have a great day, be blessed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.